How we doing, people? This is your boy Bry. Just wanted to bring you to work with me today and show you exactly what we're doing here on this jet engine. So right now we're changing all the bushings out on stages 3, 4, and 5. I've got all the upper case done except for one, which I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you this one here. Let me see if I can get you in the light a little bit better, into the mood, so to speak. Okay, this is the one I'm going to do right here and show you the process. So just hang in there and see if you like what's going on here today, or if you say to yourself, I don't trust that guy. Alright, here we go. So this is the bushing. We've already broke it free. So we have to take the, well, the lever arm is off already. Let's show you what the lever arm looks like. This is the lever arm here. Okay, and then this little pin rides in this this new bushing I got in over here. There's a bushing, little plastic bushing. And then this is the jam nut that holds the head assembly onto the vane. We just had to pull that off. Okay. Now we're going to take this this piece off, and I want to show you this. You see it's got a flat spot on it right there. That's where the vane goes over it. Let's show you what I'm talking about. So this vane right here, see, it actually goes over the top. You can see that. And that flat piece goes on the back. That way it locates it properly. And this is goes over the top of the vane that's inside the compressor, and it has to only go a certain way. You see that it's got a round spot there. I don't know if you can see that. On one end there's a round spot, and it indicates which way it goes. So that has to come off. And then we're going to take this washer off. It's a steel washer. Okay. And then what we're going to do before we pull that off, we're going to put this little threaded piece on there. That way, if we happen to knock that just right, it can fall in the engine. But with this on there, it's too long, it won't be able to go in the engine. So this gets threaded on the end. You can see that sticking off there now. Now, if I hit it just right when we pull the bushing out, it's going to be really sloppy, and it has a tendency to drop in the engine if you don't have that vane holder on there. They call that a vane holder. So now we're going to pull this plastic, this is a nylon expendable piece, that part of the bushing set that gets replaced. We're going to throw that out. We're going to pull this boss off here. Sometimes you have to jiggle it a little bit. Okay, this is a boss. That's what kind of holds the vane on top of the compressor. So we're going to set that aside. Now, as you see, this is the inner bushing right here. Now, that one came out all in one piece. We've been finding this engine is got a bunch of really worn ones where it's just this center piece is there, and you have to get a pick and scrape that out and fish it out without letting it go in the engine. So there's the inner bushing right there. And now, let's bring you over and take a look here. You can see, this is the vane. Now, if it didn't have this holder on there, that could fall right in the compressor and get lodged in there, and that's what we don't want to do. So what we're going to do now, let's bring you back over here, set you back up. Okay, now we're going to get a brand new bushing. We're going to get a brand new bushing, and we're going to get a brand new outer plastic bushing. Okay, and that's going to go. This one here goes in the back side. Goes in the back side, just like this. Okay, it's in there. All the tolerances are there now around the trunnion on the vane. So we're going to go ahead and put this back in there, and there's a certain orientation where the bolt holes go. So we're going to put this in. Okay. You have to jiggle it a little bit. Now it's set in there. Let's give you a look. Okay, you see it's all seated in there? And we're going to go ahead and put this one on. Okay. Now we have to pull the the vane holder off. So we're just going to put a little pressure on the side of it and hold the stem. Pull the vane holder off. And then what we're going to do is put this steel washer on. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and put our block that locates the orientation of the vane the way it should be. And you can see it on here. Let me show you. Let me show you. As you're rotating it, you're going to see it drop. There it is. So it dropped it on. And on the end of this, there's a little chevron that tells a direction, which it should be. So now that we're on there, we're going to go ahead and put our jam nut back on. So the jam nut goes on. And you can see I'm doing this in real time, so you can see there's quite a few of them on this engine. So it takes literally, with two guys, it takes, I've got a partner on the other side, and it takes about a day to do half and another day to do the other half. Okay, so we have it's moving freely. But the next step, there's a vane holder. This holds the vane, this tool, and then this torque wrench will torque it to the specified torque. So we're going to set that on there. Okay, we're good to go. Now let me show you. This moves freely after you torque it. It moves freely. It's not supposed to be all bound up. Now I'm going to put a couple bolts in here. Set you back up over here. We're going to get a couple bolts. We're going to put some anti-seize on them. We got some anti-seize on them. I'm going to put these bolts in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run it down. Okay? Now right now I'm not going to torque these ones until I'm all done. When I'm all done with this whole side, I'm going to set the torque wrench and we're going to torque them all at once. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to have to show you here in a second. After I finish them, I take a white paint pen and I write on the vane so that I know which one is done. Okay, so it's still freely moving. That means it's good. There's no binding or no issues. Now what we're going to do, I'll bring you over here and see if I can show this to you. You got to put it in this little plastic sleeve, right? This little piece, and then it goes over the top. And there it is. It's snapped in. We got one more little nut that goes on the top of that. And I'm going to use my trusty Proto 9/32, and we're going to go ahead and run this down. And if you can see here, I've got white paint pen on these ones here. This means these ones are already done. Okay, and then tomorrow I'll have to do all the bottom section. All three of these I'll have to get done. And again, when I get done with this, I'm gonna torque everything. The one I have to torque is that jam nut because I won't have access to it later. So when I'm all done, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna retorque everything all at once. That way I'm sure that I won't miss anything, and I'll put torque stripe on everything when I'm done. I'll go ahead and put torque stripe on it. But that's the situation that I'm dealing with here on this LM6000, and we're changing out the bushings on stages 3, 4, and 5. And I just want to give you an update on the tarpaulina. We are very happy with this tarpaulina today. I've caught a lot of parts on there today that I dropped, and certain things that you would not want to go chasing down at the bottom of that package. I'm pretty happy with it. The situation is we're getting ready to pick up for the days, but I wanted to bring you along, you, the person sitting home saying, I wonder what that guy's doing out there today. I wonder what Bry's doing. I wonder what he's doing out there, and I wonder what kind of work he's really doing. Is he working on windmills? That's what I keep hearing. But it's not windmills, people. This is a 747 jet engine, and they hook it up to a generator, and the situation is it puts out, 47, 50 megawatts, and we're feeding it directly to the people of Texas right now. But we got one more day on this, possibly a day and a half, time we pull everything apart and start it up. But I just wanted to bring you along, the DIYer, and I wanted to show you what I'm working on here. And I'll be here, and we'll do this one, we'll do another one if we have to, whatever it takes. But at the end of the day, I got a good partner, and he's on his side doing his. He's a little camera shy, so I'm not going to put him on camera. But at the end of the day, you might say, hey, I might need to work on one of those one day. Now you got the lowdown on it. But this is your boy Bry. The tarpaulin is working good, and it's canvas, so it's not plastic, the tarp. And so the deal is, when the parts hit, they land and they stay there. But all right, I got to get on down the highway because it's hotter than the hubs of hell out here, and it's humid. So we're trying to get on down the road. But this is your boy Bry. I got to go.